Hi Scrubs, I hope you're well.
Hello, you awesome people.
Hello, Starfam.
And welcome to the Soul Riders podcast. Oh my god, we're actually starting! It's so amazing! We have been planning and it's been waiting a long time. Oh, have been so many planning, but maybe you don't all know who we are, so let's do a bit of a presentation. My name is Rose Shadowlee. I am 25 years old and I played for 5 years. If you don't know who I am at all, you can find me on YouTube, Instagram, and I also have a blog, but it is in Swedish. And so, TC?
So obviously most of you guys know who I am, but for those of you who don't, I have been playing since October 2015. I'm known as TC. Don't say my name again because you'll get top on. I am an adult, so I've played since October 2015. I got introduced to Star Stable because somebody requested me to play it on the channel. And I have my YouTube and I have my Instagram, which are both under TotalCretin.
And Cici!
Yes, my name is Cecilia Gladefield, and I'm 25 years old, and I've been playing since October 2012. And I am a Starstream ambassador, and you can find me on Instagram and on my blog.
Yeah, we can all say that we are all free ambassadors, but that is good for you to know, of course, but we feel like in this podcast we're not really going to focus on us being ambassadors, but good for you to know that we are free of them all. So now you know who we are, and we are going to go into the sort of main topic for this episode, which is going to be how we all started to play Star Stable Online. So I'm thinking that we can start with TC.
Okay. So basically how I got started was I just did horse videos. That was the only game I was really playing on the channel at all. I don't think I'd played anything other than that. And then somebody said, would you play Star Stable? And I sort of looked at Star Stable. I was like, I don't really think that'll be my cup of tea. That looks a bit childish, if I'm real honest.
Ouch.
I know. But I had seen it before, but I knew nothing about it. I had no impressions. I didn't watch anybody or anything like that. So I knew nothing, literally. So I thought, okay, I will try this out then for a video. And I actually was really taken back. I was kind of like, okay, I actually really like this. This is pretty fun. I also really liked it comparing it to horse. I did a lot of the time compare it to horse because I was like, with horse, you can't be like the champion in a championship or the best on the board unless you spend so much money and so many hours in the day. And, you know, the best way I can explain it is like if you bought a horse on Star Stable and you maxed it out and if you were playing a horse instead, by the time you've already started that horse, your horse is out of date. There's a better horse somebody else has.
Wow.
So that's what I liked about Star Stable is everybody's horses were equal. And okay, the player level comes into it and you do have to max out your stats. And you do have to like get good gear, but you can get that for free. You don't have to buy new stuff all the time. And that's what really sort of got me. I was like, do you know what? I can play this, be competitive, but still not have that same pressure. And I really, really liked that. And that was a big reason where I was like, do you know what? I actually much prefer this in that respect. Because I know a lot of people will go, oh, Star Stable's so expensive. I would agree if you're buying every single horse that comes out, like in every color and every outfit. Yes, definitely. But if you're playing it the way you just want to play it, and I just like playing it casually, just buying what I like, there's not that same need. There's no need, like, in that competitive sense for me to do that. So that was one of the big reasons that I stayed, because I was like, I really like this for this reason. My first horse was Dragoncake, obviously. And then I got my Morgan. I actually was in Merland, and I saw somebody running around on a little, like, white grey Morgan, and I was like, oh my god, that is the cutest horse ever. So I was like, I have to get this. So I got Fairgrove unlocked as fast as I could, and that was the first horse that I ever bought in the game. My first club, I couldn't remember the name of this until I was, obviously had to think about this, and it was the Elite Wolves Fellowship. That was the first club I was ever in, and that was on Unicorn Forest, because that's where my account started. And I was in that club with one other person, a player called Sylvie Swordberg, and I was in that with her. It was just me and her for quite a while, and then they sort of stopped playing, and that is when I was like, I'm gonna make my own club. And that's how the Doves division, Dragon Doves division was born. So that has been my club ever since then. I've never not been in that club. Obviously I added a second part to that club in I think it was November 2016 or 2007. I think it was 2016. Yeah, it was 2016. We had the Emerald Doves division, so that was the second part of the club. The worst quests are Jarlheim. I hate Jarlheim with a passion. Because there's so much to do in that area that it's just, you're just sick of running after chickens, you're sick of dealing with Gavin and his incompetence, so that was a big thing for me. And then if I had to say what my favourite location in the game right now would be, I really like Mistfall, and I know that's pretty much everybody's answer, but one of my favourite places is probably on Fairgrove Mountains, because it's so quiet. I love going up there. It's just nobody there. It's just, I like that. Just silence.
Yeah.
So yeah. So that's how I got to know the game and sort of a bit about it. So yeah.
So interesting how we all have probably very different stories. So now it will be awesome to hear Cici's start in the game.
Yes. Yes, I actually found Star Stable on, I can't really remember if it was on a YouTube ad or if it was on an ad on a Swedish horse site called stallet.se, which kind of was a little bit like horse, but yeah, not really. And I just saw on the ad that it just reminded me of the old Star Stable games and Star Stable Legacy games that I grew up with, because when I was a child I was subscribed to this horse book club called Pollux, and it's there where all the stories on Jorvik started. And when I just saw that there was an online game based on those games, I was so excited, and I just had to try it out. And I just fell in love with it right away. It was so cute, but at the same time not. It was like it was a more interesting horse game, because most horse games are just too cute, too fluffy, or you do a race and you just play to win the show jumping competition and that's it. Then the game is over. But this was so much more than that. This was the first horse game that had so much more to offer. You could do so much different things. You could just take out your horse and just ride somewhere. You could just explore, or you could do quests, or just you could role play by yourself, or you can go out and socialize and meet so many new friends and just do so many things. And I just really love that versatility with this game, and it was just so much options, and I just fell in love with it straight from the start. And the quest line is just awesome. I just love Jorvik and all the soul riders and all the magic, and it's so cool. It's just, you save the world, and it's not just a cute horse game. It's so much more, and I love that. I'm a sucker for fantasy, and I've also played a lot of other fantasy games in the past. I played a lot of World of Warcraft when growing up, and Star Stable reminded me a bit of that, but it was just Star Stable is a bit more in my style. It's just more fantasy, more love for the horses and meeting friends and having fun without, all the violence. So yeah, and I have played since October 2012. So I have been playing for is it 6 years now? Oh my gosh, it's such a long time. So yeah, oh gosh, that really is a long time. Yeah, so this game has just developed so much under the years. I have so many memories with this game. And it's just, that is actually one of the points that makes me stay too, that it's just, this game has updates every week. So, you can always have that hope that what you wish for in the game will someday appear. And I just think that's so cool. I actually, from the very start I started to play, my only wish was to get fewer horses to the game. For everyone who doesn't know me, I love your horses. That's a bit under oh dang, what is it called? It's okay, I can't find a word.
Yeah.
Understatement. It's an understatement. I love your horses. They're the cutest animals on this earth. I just bless them.
Okay,
I love them.
take a shield here.
Yeah. So you can probably guess what my favorite update was.
Yeah. But that was years ago now.
I know. And first on my wish list is an updated Fjord Horse. No surprises there. Yeah, I have so much memory from this game, from playing, and it was so fun. When I first started playing, I was such a noob. I did not know what I was doing at all. It kind of took me like a month to learn how to feed my horse. Poor grown horse. Luckily, he survived and he's still with me. That's good. And I was just randomly invited. My first riding club I joined, I was just randomly invited in Moreland when I was just doing something. And the only reason I decided to just accept the random invite was because of the awesome name. The club was named Metal Bullets Army, and I was like, yeah, that's cool. So I just accepted, and the owner, April Goldfold, she was just so cool and friendly, and she helped me so much, and we became friends right away, and I stayed in that club for a very long time, and she's still my friend to this day, so yeah, she's very precious to me, my first friend, and yeah, I just have many good memories in that club. For the bad memories, or the less good memories, to be a bit more nice, the quest that I was not so happy about was the fishing quests. I was just, because for some reason, I was so unlucky every single time almost when I was returning the fish to Mr. Trout. I just got network error all the time. Wow. So I just started hating fishing. And to this day, I still have a bit hard times with it. It's good money though, so. And I also don't really agree with Jack Goldspur, the mayor of Jarlheim. Because I have so hard with him, because he just have so many qualities that I just really don't like. So irresponsible and sensitive and super selfish, and I'm like, I don't know. I have a hard time dealing with him. So those quests with him, I just go super fast through them and like, I want to go away and get a few horses then. At the beginning, when I started playing, it was a very long time before the option came to buy more horses. So it was just me and Goldheart for a long time. And when the function finally came to buy more horses, it was just, it was amazing. And the first horse I bought was the Chestnut chestnut Morgan horse that I named Sun Rocket. And it was just so much fun to have a friend to my gold heart, you know, to not have a totally empty stable. That was kind of sad. And now we finally had a friend, and I just loved Sun Rocket. He was just so pretty, and he was my racehorse, and Gold Heart was my soul horse that I did every quest with. So yeah, it was really good to just switch it up, and yeah, I have many good memories with those two, and I love watching old pictures on them. Just so many memories. When it comes to my favorite location, it's a tough question because Jorvik is so beautiful, but I've always loved it's hard to pinpoint just one place, so I usually just say that I love the whole area around Bale and Feargrove. Mm-hmm. So both the villages and the beautiful forest and mountains around them. I just love taking a ride around there. So yeah, and they both Vale and Feargrove was actually in the original Star Stable games. They look vastly different then, and they have improved very much.
Yeah.
So it just a bit more. It's very nostalgic reasons too why I just love that area. It's just cozy and just filled with memories and love and all that.
Yeah. Very different stories, like which is so fun. So now to my story. It was in November 2013. Once upon a time, a little Rose was sitting in her couch very late at night, sitting by the TV with my laptop, and I saw an ad on Facebook of a horse game. And I have always loved horse games, but for a few years I haven't played any since that there hasn't been any good games coming out that much with horses in them, except for like The Sims 3. And I don't know, I just sort of didn't play much during those years. But I decided to check it out, made an account, and after that I was on Jorvik to start my journey. I was basically hooked after that night. So I bought a month Star Rider, and then for Christmas I wished for Lifetime, which I got. And I stayed because I just loved how it was a game like any other online game, except that in this game it was all about horses and quests that didn't really involve any violence. I have played WoW before with my brother and so on. And those games I feel like I can't play alone because I'm like the worst. I get scared whenever I know that you can't really die, but I just don't want to die. So I get so freaked and run away, or I just shoot all over and can even hit my mates. And so no one wants to play with me really, except my brother when he wants a laugh. So this was some other kind of game, which it was amazing. And of course I love the story. I realized quickly that it was based on the Starshine Legacy game that I have also played when I was younger through the little horse sort of club called Pollux. So it was like coming home in a way.
Yeah.
And the fact that it was a game that updates every Wednesday, I just never get bored. It's always something new. Although back then in 2013 there were updates that we could like get just clothes or something. And so yeah, there could be updates that were boring, but now if we look at what we have today and what we got in 2013, I mean today is amazing. Every update has something that is just to die for, basically. So I have never stopped playing Star Stable since 2013. Had no breaks at all. Also love, like you said, Cici, that you can just take your horse out and ride around and discover the beautiful areas that are just getting better and better with every update that we're getting. And also, since I love horses, I always love horses. I have been riding in riding school and so on. So as soon as I saw that we could buy horses, I became a collector of horses. And I'm also in that way so amazed at how we can look back on the horses we got 5 years ago and on the horses we are getting today, that we can sort of see how Star Stable Entertainment have been expanding and getting more and more talented people to work on the game. So it's sort of a nostalgia, but also I just think it's so amazing to see how they're getting better and better. So the first horse I got, except for Frosty, who was my sole horse back then, now I have a new one. And also except for the pony that we have to buy in the beginning, or had to. It was the Frisian, the old version, that I named Obsidian King, or just called King. So that was my very first horse back then, and it was also then my favorite breed in general life, for some weird reason. Now it is the Icelandic horse. I don't remember the name of the first club I joined, but it was very small. We were like 5 members, and the others were a lot younger than me, and they didn't really believe I was older than them. They were like, hey, you're so funny, saying you're, what was I then back then, around 18 or something. And they were like, no, I don't believe you. It was like, okay, I feel so welcomed in this club. But after that, my very first proper club that I joined, that I actually count as the first club, it was Sky Ladies Society, which was created for us older players. So it was a lot of older women in that club, and that I got to bond with a lot more, and we had lots of fun. And then now to the worst quests. I still don't like, especially now when I do like Let's Play. I have done them, but it is actually Mario up at the observatory. And the reason is I don't like it, how it takes so long for the gondola to exist. So you have to run up and down the mountain. It takes forever. And also his daily quests are the worst.
5 XP. 5 XP.
Oh my god, it's running up the hills, taking a picture, running to the next hill, taking a picture, and those stones, you have to remember where all the stones are. And there have been moments where I collected one stone and went like, where were the other ones? And you have to go up to check again. Yeah. So annoying. So yeah, really don't like him. Although I do like making his voice in my Let's Plays because he's French and it's always fun to make French accents. But other than that, I really dislike his quests. And my favorite location that I've been saying for a very long time is Valedale. It's my home, it's my heart, and if it actually was a place in real life, I would live there. I mean, the river, the roses, the waterfall, the forest, the house, everything. And even after the update, it just turned even more beautiful. So I'm never moving away from Valedale ever. So that was my story. And so yeah, it's so fun to hear how we all got into games so in different ways, especially you, TC, who were like, nah, I don't think it's for me. But yeah, it was fun to hear. And it's also fun how we sort of see, well, how we love the horses and how it's not really competitive and not violent. And that even though we are older people, that we can still find it a lot of fun. Love.
Do you know, actually, one of the things you said brought back a memory from a Let's Play. I was, it was the first time my horse, I think, ever stopped and reared, falling down a slope, and I was so convinced that I was going to die in that instant that I started screaming, because I'm so used to playing, I was a massive Call of Duty player, like, huge. That is literally what I spent all of my teenage years doing. So I was like, I'm gonna die, and I just was screaming. I was like, no. And then the realization that you can't fall out of your saddle, and I was like, well, this is fantastic.
We can never die.
Yeah. Although those red screens, though.
The red screens. I find it like a success when I can have a Let's Play episode where I have no red screens at all. It's like, it makes my day.
It's not a game of Star Stable unless you run into at least 30 fences and a couple of trees.
Or a tree or a stone. Or your horse sort of just felt like, no, this was too steep, I'm just gonna stop and rear for a second and then just take a moment to go through my trauma before we can move on.
Yeah. The worst one for that was my Shire Bob. That's why me and him had such a difficult relationship in the start, because he would have so much trauma after rearing going up a hill.
Oh my god, yeah. It's amazing. So, yes, that was our stories. And now for one of our favorite segments. I think it's going to be one of my favorite segments anyway. Since we are getting updates every Wednesday, of course, we need to have a segment where our favorite update is, but also mentioning something that we didn't might like. So, we are going to... All of us are going to say something that is our favorite and something that we were not fond of for all the updates that came here in July. So, how about TC go first?
Okay, well, I can flat out say immediately what I didn't like, which is one of the most recent things, and I'm going to start off with that because I'm going to...
I think I know what it is.
It's the petting horses feature, the stroking, and the reason for this is purely because it interferes too much with my game. I do feel that like this feature isn't something for me. I totally get that. Like, I feel like it's something good for people that role play or want to take pictures like that. But for me, it just gets in the way. Like, I want it to be a hotkey, so I would love if it became a hotkey. It's just I'm throwing a hint out there. Because every time I've gone to do archaeology this week, or just in general, since we got that update, was I would click on my horse to mount, and I know you're not supposed to click the head. Like, somebody was like, you just go and stand around the side. And I'm like, no. That's not my problem. I know that I need to walk around to click, but I'm too lazy to do that. I want to just click the horse and get back on, because I'm used to doing that. I don't like change in that respect.
I don't like change.
I just like it to stay, like, simple. I click the horse, I get back on the horse. That's all I want. So for me, I want that to become a hotkey, because I think somebody did actually suggest something in my my Instagram, was that we are able to pet the horse while we're on the horse. I love that idea. I think that would be super cute.
Yeah.
But we are doing it sort of in an motion we can pet.
Yeah.
But it would be nice to be able to do it when we wanted to, and not just stand there and wait.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, that for me, that's the stroking feature, because it gets in the way for me personally as the kind of game that I play. I just don't want it there, or if I could disable it or something like that. I think I have no problem for people who want to use it or like it. That's not my issue. It's just for me, does not work. It's more of a hindrance than anything else. As for what I've liked, there's actually quite a few, so it's harder for me to pick a favorite. I like the achievement book. I know right now it doesn't really do anything, but I can see where they're going with it. I feel like if the game does go on Steam achievements, there's lots of opportunity there. So I do definitely like the achievements. I'm somebody that I was like, when I played Xbox, I was just every achievement that I could get, I was after. So I do like that in that respect. I've really enjoyed the main story quests as well. I don't want to like forget about that. And then I guess the other thing, which is I've like prayed to the Star Stable gods for this for so long. Trailers like everywhere.
Oh my god, yes.
That is literally going to be my update of the year. Is that
really?
Just purely because I could be even lazier and I love it.
Oh, that's amazing.
So it's not to say that I don't sometimes just run around in Star Stable to different places, but when you do Let's Plays, it's so much easier having trailers everywhere.
Yeah, it saves times.
So yes, I love that update. Like that trailer update. Yes, more of that, please.
And DC?
Yeah. Oh god, it's so hard to pick a favorite. I agree with TC. You know, the transport update. It was needed. It's so wonderful to just walk into transport, and it's just a long list to choose from. It's like, it's wonderful. I love it. Especially since I'm such a time pessimist. I just think I just have like no time at all. So, as you know, as my clubmate was, I'm always like, if I have maybe like 15 minutes to an event, I'm like, oh my god, I have nothing to wear. I'm like, I'm gonna be late. Totally freaking out when it's like, I can just go there in like 2 minutes.
And you have to live at Jarlaheim at the same time.
Jarlaheim and now Dundal. So it used to be really tricky to I just had to like go to Nilmers and then take transport to another place and whatever. It was yeah.
It's like the subway here in Sweden, where you have to change trains. It's all done now. We don't have to change trains.
Yeah. So I'm personally really happy about it. So yeah, I will no longer hopefully freak out in clubs that I'm like, I'm gonna be late.
Nope.
So that's really good.
Thank God.
Yeah. And the main story quest is always,
Yeah.
oh, it's so wonderful. I love them.
Amazing.
And my least favorite, I would also have to agree with TC there and say the petting function, because it does get in the way sometimes when you just want to mount or and to be honest, it looks a little bit funny because the hand is kind of floating in front of the horse instead of like really petting it. So I still really like it. I think it's super cute, but it needs some tweaking.
Yeah, I would expect to kind of see that in the future. Like, it could be something that they're doing that's going to go into something else.
Yeah. Because I guess it's kind of hard to program because there's so many different horses and needs them different in size and shape. And so it's gotta be tricky.
Yeah, exactly.
Make it perfect from the get-go. So
yeah, they want to avoid the hand going through the horses.
Yeah, that would be
so it's so hard with the distance.
Yeah.
I think especially like when you think about the fact that they've talked, like people keep going on that they want rugs and blankets in the game, but the fact is to get it to those blankets to fit every single horse model
takes time.
is a nightmare. I can imagine trying to do that. So I think it's kind of the same issue there, because you got big horses, you got teeny horses, you got in between. So yeah, I can see that being an issue.
Yeah.
So yeah, just a bit patient with that function. I guess it's what's needed. Yeah.
So to me, the favorite, except for the story quest, because I feel like that is something that we're always gonna say is the favorite from now on. Whenever we get a story quest, it's gonna be a favorite, basically. So that is just something like, is there something else that was a favorite? And for me, it was also the achievement feature, since it is just fun, it is tricky, and it gave me a new series for my channel. Yay!
I was thinking of doing something, and then I was like, no, I'm just going to do these because I'm ridiculous about achievements. I just want to do these right now. I did do them during a live stream though, so not all of them.
It is tricky to make sure it works, because I sort of failed with one. Well, I'm not really done with it. It's the one where you have to do the group competitions. I was just leveling with a friend, and as usual, we always get into a group to make sure that we don't lose each other on Jorvik. And we were just leveling like usually, and then my friend noticed like she got a bronze, and she was like, but we're not doing group competitions, because we were thinking group competition is going into a group, going to one of those signs and then start a group competition, but apparently not. So she jumped up out of the group, and I was like, oh, okay, but I can keep the group because then no one will group me while we're leveling, and then I got a bronze. So you don't even need a friend. You just need to be in a group by yourself.
I mean, the one thing there's some of the competitions have worked for me, or like the achievement. The thing that I cannot get to work, and I know that I'm doing it correctly, or unless somebody tells me now that I am doing it wrong, it's the one where you have to win a championship wearing the gold rosette of that championship. Now, I have done that championship wearing the correct rosette multiple times on different ones, because I thought maybe it just doesn't work on this one, let me try this one, and it still hasn't worked.
Have you won the championship?
Yes, I did.
Really?
Yeah, wow. So I was just like, why is this not working? This
That's
still
weird.
hasn't worked.
Okay.
But then there's been other ones that people have said to me, the stamping, the one where you stamp checkpoints in the Orienteering race, that hasn't worked, and I found that wasn't working, and then randomly I logged in, I suddenly had 2 for it, and I was like, but I haven't done this for a couple of days, so I don't know how this randomly popped up. The first thing is, I didn't actually understand that, you got different, you got bronze for doing this, you got silver for doing this, and then gold for doing that, because I was like, oh, I only need to do that many, and then I was like, oh wait, no, I need to do 50. Then I was like, oh no, I need to do 100. Darn it! So,
but I like it, and I want more. Really want it. But the least favorite, and it hurts to say this, because I was actually one of those that was like, I really want to be able to pet my horse. and now I'm like, it's so annoying.
Yeah.
Because I always end up, as you say, petting my horse instead of mounting it. I'm like, oh, and I have to wait for a few seconds. Like, oh yeah, pet, heart.
Yeah.
Yeah, can we move on?
Yeah, do you know what happens every time I accidentally pet my horse?
Yeah.
I throw my actual arms in the air and just like flail them. Like every single time, because I'm just like, well, I can't do anything for the next couple of seconds, so yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so annoying. So that it needs to sort of either, because I mean, at the same time, yeah, we sort of are frustrated with this, or maybe it is just something that we have to get used to, and we will eventually learn.
I won't.
You will have to, maybe.
I refuse.
I also sort of refuse, but we might need to. But it would be nice, because a hotkey, how will that sort of work? Will we have to be standing? Oh, I would like, sort of like if there was a second button, you know, when you walk up to the horse to lead
yeah.
it. If a second button arrived,
That would
have
be
been
that
nice.
would have been a good
Yeah.
choice with that as
That would
well.
be good.
Like sort of different button, like a heart and then the leading button. That would be amazing.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I have a heart button. Oh, I love
Yeah,
that.
so
So cute.
because I don't know why there has to be hearts. It's annoying because that makes the photo even worse. Because I don't want the hearts.
Somebody said that to me. They were like, "I don't want the hearts. It ruins the picture."
Yeah, they need to think about the picture quality.
Yeah.
We're such creative community. We don't want the hearts. If you want the hearts, we put them in there ourselves.
Yeah.
Love you, Star Stable. I know. But yeah, so that, and also I know that in the future they will be fixing the distance, because me and my brother have been talking about this a lot, because we got into this weird conversation about kissing in games, that it always looks so weird. And that is because it is all about millimeters, making it look like they don't go through each other or are too far away. And that is the same thing with the horses, that we don't want hands going through the horse, but now we are way too far away at the same time. So it's even hard to make sort of like an angle that actually looks like we're petting the horse right now. So just a few millimeters more.
I don't know why, but I would have found it really funny if you kind of like your person slightly reached out and just didn't actually touch the horse, but just went pat towards the top of the horse's head, like, yeah, all right,
There. There, horsey. It's okay. There. But I would also like, sort of, like you said, to be sitting on the horse and be pressing like a heart button, where your character leans more forward to really stroke the horse's neck.
Yeah.
That would be really cool.
That'd be so cool.
You know, in the story quest, I cannot remember her name right now. The whisperer, the horse whisperer person.
Oh yeah, her.
What's her name?
Yeah.
Rhiannon?
No, not her.
Yeah.
No.
No.
The older lady.
The older lady?
Yes.
Older?
Wasn't it Rhiannon?
Yeah.
Oh, and I'm thinking, I'm mixing her up with Rania, aren't I?
Ah.
That's why. Okay, yeah, so it is, yes, that's her, sorry.
Yeah, Rhiannon.
I kept calling Rania Rihanna, so you can see why I got confused.
Yeah.
Basically, whenever she leans forward on her horse, originally I didn't realize that she was leaning forward to pet her horse. I thought she was collapsing.
Oh no.
And I kept wondering,
dear
like,
Lord.
is she okay? Is she alright? Is she a bit faint? And that's what I kept thinking, and then I realized after a while, I was like, oh no, she's petting her horse.
Oh.
I'm a bit slow
How
on the uptake.
lovely. Okay. So yeah, that was our favorite update, and or not fond of this month. And so we are moving forward to our wishes, what we wish for in the future update, that we don't really know if it's gonna come, sort of, but we want it in the game.
Yeah.
So let's start with TC again.
This is my number one, and I'm gonna say this every year. I want Gallagher Thompson's horse, because that, I know I technically got it because I got the Jorvik Wilds, but I want a demon, scary looking horse in the game. I don't care if it's literally a skeleton horse. I will take that.
That would be
But
so cool.
players will say it's not realistic.
I don't care. I want my skeleton.
Right. Well, the rest of Jorvik isn't really realistic, so why
No.
care?
Yeah, I
The
want that.
magical island.
I mean,
Yeah.
Halloween was like awesome last year, sorry. I really enjoyed Halloween last year. I loved that we could make our horses look really cool. I just bought loads of those and kept them. I haven't used any of them since Halloween, but I've just kept them
Yeah.
for when I need them. But I would like to get more like, I suppose, darker colors in the Jorvik Wilds, like onto Galloper Thompson's horses, because I just think it looks so awesome. It looks really cool. I really enjoyed that, even though it was like a really short time. You're just like, he would, chase you while you were chasing him and then catch you. I kind of like that. So I'm hoping that we get more stuff this Halloween.
Yeah.
Because that's like my favorite time in the game. And I suppose like, I suppose stuff that would maybe appeal to more people. I would love a Mistfall Championship. I would love a championship in Dino Valley. I would love some more stuff to be done with Dino Valley. I feel like we're going to get that though, because the story quest hinted towards the Keletars, and they've kind of sat there for a really long time and nothing's really happened. So I'm really hoping that we possibly would get a Dino Valley Championship, because I think that would be really, really good. I also think that this fall championship could be fantastic, because there's so much space and so much different kind of terrain, where you've got a lot of sort of more mountained areas at the far end, and then you've got the flat down towards Burke's, I think it's Burke's farm.
Maybe we will get that when the next half of Mistfall will open, when it is bigger.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah. So like, those are some of, I suppose, the things I'd really like is more championships. Big one, and this is probably what would help me the most, is writing club expansions, in terms that I want to be able to tell exactly when club members have last been online. I want to be able to message all members of the club. I want to be able to have more space.
You want to stalk them.
Well, do you know why? It's such a difficult thing whenever you're trying to know, like, has this person been online in the last month? Or are they just taking up a slot? It's very hard, because sometimes there are people who are on a lot, but I am on at different times, and there's been times where I've been like, I don't think this person's been active, and then I'm thinking, should I take this person out, because I have many people asking me to join? And I don't know if there's been like one occasion where I did take somebody out, and then somebody else said, no, they're on all the time, but they're never on when you're on. So I was like, well, now I just feel like an idiot. So like, in that respect, because we have a sort of a similar thing on Horse, where you can see when somebody hasn't been on in 3 days, they're grayed out. If somebody hasn't been on, I would kind of want it a bit better than that. Last seen so many days ago would be much more helpful in that respect.
That would be cool.
Because just in the sense of the club, I wouldn't need it for friends or anything like that, but in the sense of club, it's
club-wise, as a feature for club owners.
It's very hard, I think, to run a club, because you're not supposed to talk about, like, outside, social media links and that in game, but it's nearly impossible, I find, to successfully organize stuff in game with people, because you're on at different times, you can't message everybody. The other big problem is not being able to mail people when their inbox is full. That means something needs to be done there, because that's a real problem. I have a serious issue with that, trying to message people back about joining the club, or just messaging people about organizing a leader meeting. Like, I had members that were who had boxes that were full.
You actually turned to Instagram, and I'm like amazed.
Because it's so much easier to say it, right? There might be somebody following me who knows this person that can turn around and say, your mailbox is full, go empty it. Because on the occasions that I've done that, when I've been really stuck, it's worked. And there's only been 3 times that I've had to do that, but it has worked. So I feel like we need better systems within the game, so that people don't feel inclined to have to, use outside ones, because if it's... I know that it's there for the safety, because obviously there are people out there who are not good for anybody. And obviously, if you give them your personal... It's a bit different, I guess, if you have a Star Stable Instagram, or a Star Stable, I don't know, Facebook or something like that. But I think for those that really shouldn't be on it, You know, it's not the best, and like I want to be able to communicate with my club within the game. There needs to be an effective system in there for that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, there is that people are going to go somewhere else, you know, for that.
Yeah.
And I find it's much easier for me to message on Instagram and say, right, we're doing this, whatever, because people will check. I feel like there needs to be something, you know, especially with the Friends app, which I do think is good. It's opened up a lot of stuff. It's much easier for me to send messages because I can copy and paste text. Like I have I have 2 messages.
Oh, really?
I have 2 messages that go to like people that asked to join my club, and they're both very long messages because it's like, this is the kind of club we are, because if this isn't the sort of club that suits you, then there's absolutely no point in you hanging around waiting to join, and then to find out it doesn't. So I have 2 things. One explains what kind of club we are, and the second one's the rules. So I copied that, I read that out on Notepad, I sent it to myself on Skype, copied it on my phone, and then I paste that into the Friends app. So people, I can send that to them, because I used to stand by my mailbox. There was a running joke in my club: if you didn't know where I was, just go to the Fort Pinta mailbox and you'll find TC. I was married to this mailbox at one point because of this. So every single time I would have typed out the messages, and the reason, like when I started the second part of my club, which is the Emerald Dubs Division, the reason behind that was because I had people that wanted to join, but I didn't know where to put them, and I thought, right, okay, we have this massive waiting list, because this is when we had a waiting list, because I get asked all the time now, do you have a waiting list? And the answer is no, we do not. Because I had a waiting list of like 40 people, and I sat one afternoon and messaged every single one who was on that waiting list, and I think 2 people replied. So for me, that was just like no, I am not doing this again. Because it takes way too much time, and for me, I think that's why a lot of people really struggle with clubs, because a lot of people take on a club and not realize that there's actually a lot of work in there. And it's not just that, like, it can, you know, the pressures can get to people after a while. Like, there's been times, like, I've just been thinking, I can't do all of this on my own all the time, you know. Like, I enjoy my club. I'm very fond of my club, but, like, I need better, like, features in game to make that much easier and more effective, just generally. I mean, even in a way, like, even if they had a system where, if there was a space coming out, I think if they could have a way that you actually had an automatic waiting list, like, like, for example, if somebody was on that waiting list, they could only be on the waiting list for that club. Because it would lock them in. They would, okay, they're going to this club. Now, if they decide to, like, undo that and they want to join somebody else, they could just automatically click, and then they come straight off your waiting list, and you don't need to wait on them. I think something like that would be really useful as well, because it's just about having those features there that make it, you know, make it easier for the club leader, for the owner, and just make it more effective overall. And, like, even if I think it would be really cool if we could have, like, a character sheet for a horse and pony, or sorry, a horse on our character, where we could actually set, right, this is our club hat, this is our club top, this is our club pants, here's our boots.
Like a saved outfit.
Yes, a saved outfit, because then people would have it there automatically. Because the funny thing is, I originally had mine all written out in full, exactly where you could find it, and the price in star coins and shillings, and it censored like most of it. So I was like, alright, okay, I'm just gonna, like, I've updated my club information recently, and I just took out most of the extra stuff. I was like, right, all that stuff's in the mall, so you can go look in the mall, and all this stuff is here. I took the prices away and things like that. So I think it would be really super helpful in that respect. And just for the sake of club leaders, like, even if it didn't tell everybody else in the club when this person was last online, even if it was just the club leader, it would make my life so much easier. It would be fairer, and obviously I think it would be great too if players could say if they're going to be away for a while, like, so if you have somebody that's maybe away on holiday for a month or two, you don't boot them out for them to come back and be like, I was just away on holiday, you know. Just little things like that for me would make such a difference. And I think if I had to really pick what update I really want, it's that I want so much more in terms of club stuff, because it will just, it will make it much easier for people who have just started out, for people who are understanding, and I just think it would be fantastic. So yeah, that would be my dream update.
Yeah, I think a lot of club owners would agree with you.
Yeah.
And it would make life awesome. So to Cici.
Yes. What has been on my wish list for a very long time, apart from an updated Fjord Horse, of course, is an updated wardrobe. Because it just... my wardrobe is a mess.
Yeah.
And I have been playing for like 6 years now, and I love, making outfits. And I have so many stuff, and it's so cluttered in my wardrobe. It's so hard to find anything, and even though I try to organize, it's still just all the pages are just full when I try to organize, and it's so annoying. I would really wish they could update it. Apart from making it bigger, I would just love if we could organize it better, by color or type of clothing. Like, you automatically have like pages for shoes or hats and stuff like that. Or maybe it's maybe it's a bit over the top to have like one for casual clothes and one for riding clothes. Maybe that's just me. I just really like to categorize. This is what I will wear when riding, and this is like if I'm going to have a club event where we're just going to barbecue or go to library or something.
Kind of like a sea of outfits panel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would be awesome if it looked like sort of like how it looks when we go and buy stuff in stores.
Yeah, exactly.
Something like that. But I do want our character to be sort of on the horse, because I feel like I see better how it fits all together if I'm trying to make an outfit and not having the character beside the horse.
Yeah.
So on the horse, but the same sort of menu on the side.
Yeah.
No, the only thing I wanted to say was I can understand your frustration, because I spent several hours and I put all of my hats in one tab, all of my shoes in another, all of my gloves in another, and so on and so forth.
Much time.
Yeah.
And that it takes so much time to just click and drag every single item.
Yeah. And it's so hard to just figure out a good system, because I've just tried so many systems, like organized by color and by type, but it's still just messy and just I just want it organized.
Our OCD is going crazy here.
Yeah, totally.
And when you've got 30 seconds to get to a championship, you're like, where's my championship outfits?
Yes.
That is why it's always in the bag.
Yeah, I usually always, if you look at my inventory, most of the time I have basically what will do me as a championship outfit or a race outfit, and then I'll just have whatever I'm wearing.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's also when they recently updated the wardrobe by making it bigger, it just when you open the wardrobe, it's just that sound.
Yeah.
It
sounds like it breaks.
Yeah, it's so scary. I can never get used to it. I'm like every time. It's so scary. I don't like it.
You're gonna make an outfit, bam.
Yeah, I'm the easiest person to scare. I'm like, if a cat meows when I'm not expecting it, I'm like, oh my god, flies up in there.
I didn't notice the wardrobe, but you know what got me was the new noise in the trailer. That spooked me.
There's a new noise?
Yeah, when you go to select something, it's kind of like, I can't remember the noise, but whatever it is, it freaked me out.
Yeah,
I need to log in and check that out later. What new noise?
There's just a noise. I don't know how to identify it, but I just remember being like, this is new and unexpected.
Yeah. Apart from the wardrobe, I also wish for more quests in the Dino Valley, because it's one of my favorite areas, and I love the Celtics, or I don't know actually their name in English. In Swedish we call them Kalterna. Colts. Okay, Colts. Yeah, so I love the Colts. I think they're super cool and cute, and I just so cool. And I just dreamt so long to just go into is it called Isengate, I think?
Yeah.
I just want to go in there and just see how they live, and pet every fjord horse in there. I just really...
Suddenly all the horses of Jorvik that are fjords go missing. We know where they've gone.
Exactly. Where's Cici, by the way?
Yeah, so it just feels like when we will get more quests with Celtics, maybe we will get more fjord horses. Because they're connected, and I just I just can't wait for that update. I just want know more about them. It's so mysterious and so cool, and I love the language and everything. It's just I want to go there and know more. And I want more horses.
Yes, of course.
Because they're so cute and fluffy and they're perfect.
Yeah.
And about horses, I also would love more draft horses.
Yeah.
I just love draft horses. You know, like I would love to have a Belgian draft horse with like a perch. I don't know. Percheron.
Yeah.
They're gorgeous. And Clydesdale, just they're just so gorgeous. I just love them.
Yeah.
My heart is weak for draft horses, so I would really love for more big and bulky, beautiful horses.
Fluffy horses.
Yeah. They're awesome.
I think a Pinto, Lusitano, or Hanoverian would just I would be like, here's my money, take it. No.
Here are all my star coins. Just take my money.
Because I saw a couple of people drawing Pinto Lusitanos on Instagram, and I was like, if this was real right now, you would have my money immediately, because I want that. I don't care that it's not a real thing. Like,
because I'm sitting here like, no, it doesn't go with the standard breeds.
I know, but let's just call it let's do what the Frisian sport horse is. Let's just go with the Lusitano sport horse, and we'll make it a thing. Yeah. Like, Irish sport horses, for example, come in every shape, color, and size here.
That's
like,
cool.
They're just as long as they're bred in Ireland, it's an Irish sport horse.
That's cool.
Like, I've seen Palomino ones, I've seen Pintos, I've seen Spotty ones, I've seen Grapes, everything. So in that respect, to be honest, if they brought in a Hanoverian, like that, or a Lusitano, I would be definitely like one of the first people.
Pretty horse. Oh, I need them.
So cute
in my life. Yeah. So to my wish list. Ooh, I have one wish that if it came, I would be good for a month. Which is quite amazing, but it is for the placement text in the middle of the screen to be removed.
Oh yes,
I agree with this.
Oh my god,
it needs to be gone.
Yes,
no one needs it.
Yes, totally.
Because I've had some people saying like, "Well, it is useful." I'm like, "Well, you can just look down at the right below the map. You have the exact same text."
No function.
There's no real reason for it to be there. It's just annoying. It is in the way. It ruins pictures.
Yes, it ruins every picture. Oh, gosh.
And the movie clips and so on. You're trying to make like a romantic or an amazing galloping video, and then you have Fargo Road in the middle of the screen.
It's like, I know it's Fargo Road. I don't need it to tell me.
I would like if we could just turn it off. Like, because
like there's a feature.
I mean, there's times where I can sort of like for video, like if I'm doing one of the ones for like the Down of Valley Bones or something like that, where it is sort of helpful because you can go right, we're in this place anyway, or we're going down this road. In that respect, it's helpful for people, but in terms of actual doing videos and things, it annoys me so much because I'm like, right, I need to wait for that to fade before I move again. I don't bother about it in Let's Plays and things like that because let's be real honest, that's not worth it. But in terms of music videos, I don't really do a lot of those, but that could really be annoying.
Oh, it's so annoying. And you can also be at a place where you're like, oh, it's just one text, and then you move one step, and then there's another text, and then it can go like it start glitching between two places because you're on the line. Oh my god, it's so annoying. So it needs to be gone. Or a feature where you can remove it.
I did notice, I think, I might be wrong about this, but I took a picture the other day when I was on for Pinto Bridge. And when I took it in photo mode now, the text went off the screen.
Yeah, I know. It is good for photo mode, but I feel like, when I'm doing videos and all that, it's annoying. I hate it. It's like a rash that starts going on my body when I see it. So I'm always allergic when I'm playing the game. No.
Oh dear.
Now I'm being dramatic. But also, update areas. More areas needs to be updated. Right now I'm feeling Silverglade Village and Golden Leaf Valley.
11.
Yeah.
Especially Golden Leaf Valley. I'm starting to hate to run up to Pie's place because that land between the gate and Jasper's farm is just dead.
you were talking about this yesterday on your live stream, and I thought, if we add trees here, I will run into them. No, no trees.
Yes, trees. I don't care. Maybe you should watch where you ride.
It's impossible.
I need the trees.
It's impossible. Although, like, real life trees, more trees, please. But in that particular regard, no, I think it does. I have to say, if I was to actually say what areas I really don't like, it would kind of be Yarlaham, and it would be not Firgrove, sorry, Golden Hills.
Yeah.
And I just feel like Golden Hills to me is a little bit barren.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the main reasons why, because you have this massive forest in the middle, but then you have this, you know, this just nothingness.
Dead
because
maze.
I got really excited when I opened Golden Hills, and you know the King's Road?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, I'm going to go up here, I'm so excited, I'm so excited. And then I got up, and I was like, I can't go any further. I really wanted
Oh,
So,
yeah.
to go up there.
You want things to happen in Dino Valley. I want them to sort of return a bit to the Golden Leaf Valley, because there, as you said, there's so much that needs to be redone, and also there's a road over there that we want to ride on.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like quests.
And quests,
very talking to the people there. It's like,
Yeah.
oh,
been a long time
how's it
since.
going?
Yeah, because I think when I joined the game, when did Dino open?
3 years ago?
Because I think I joined shortly after it came out.
Really? Oh wow.
Yeah, because somebody said that Dino had only been, and I was like, really? Because I don't really think about these things. Like, I think I had joined the game shortly after Shires came out.
Yeah.
You know, because this is the thing, like, when people talk about the old days of Star Stable, I'm just like, I don't know any of this, so I'm just gonna just listen, because I have no clue.
Wow.
Because I'm so much more used to what it is now, because I wasn't there for, you know, whenever you couldn't buy horses or things like that. I know nothing about that.
Yeah.
I mean, I have I've played 3 of the Starshine Legacy games. I have 1 left to finish. I did get really cross playing Anne's one, because I kept getting really stuck in Pandoria, and I'd have to do the entire level all over again.
Oh dear.
And you're exceedingly cross after a while too.
Well, it is an old game, so
yeah. Because in the first game, Alex kept bouncing. On the spot. Like, when I went to do the boss, it was basically the boss level, because it was the last one. My horse kept bouncing, so every time Sabine would go around the track, I was nothing I could do. I just had to keep losing. Like, I cut out, obviously, a lot of extra footage, but with Anne's one, I think I spent 3 hours or more doing that particular video, and it's only an hour long, roughly, or an hour and a half. So I had like an hour and a half of me failing that one Pandoria level so many times that I was screaming at the screen with the finish of it. Because somebody was like, you should do this in a live stream, and I was like, I don't think that would be appropriate by the finish up, because of how cross I got.
I will have to need to use a lot of beeping sound.
So, like, I would say in terms of just generally, I guess I'd like to see a wee bit more in definitely Golden Hills. Definitely. Yeah. In terms of Dino Valley, I like Dino Valley. It's just the icing gate. We need to know what's going on behind the doors and stuff.
Yeah.
I need to know.
Yeah.
I need to know. Yeah.
Because I think pretty much every other area is pretty nice. Like, Silverglade Village could do with a wee bit of facelift, I think.
Yeah. And they are working on it, but I'm like, what is going on? It's been some time now. Can we get another new updates? Because I feel like, especially Silverglade Village and Moorland, Fort Pinta, and Silverglade Village is like the 3 first places you see as a new player. And Moorland is prettier, Fort Pinta is prettier, and then you get to Silverglade. And everything just dies.
I mean, like, I think one of their nicest areas is Mistfall, which takes to player level 12. And I do think probably for people who are starting out, you do want to have a really good first impression. Like, Merland to me isn't exciting, but at the same time, I don't feel there's anything really lacking with it, if that makes sense. Fort Pinta I love, because Fort Pinta, like, as you can tell, I'm very practical about these things. I stayed at Fort Pinta Stables. I've only ever moved, like, twice. I think once I moved because I was too lazy to go back to do a quest, so I stuck myself in New Hillcrest till I finished the reputation in New Hillcrest. Then I moved straight back. And then when Dundal came out, I got myself in the stable there because I was like, I'm not running backwards and forth here. That is just not happening. So those are, like, the only times that I've ever moved for a while. I did spend a very small amount of time at Steve's, and I was like, no, this is not for me. So for Penta was great because it just goes everywhere.
But imagine now that we have Mistfall and how it looks like now, and they have even told me when I met some of the people that works there that they say that everything now that comes out has to be the same level as Dundle and Mistfall. So I just can't wait for anything coming out right now.
Oh my god, yes. It's gonna be so pretty.
Yeah, so yeah, that was the wishes. We need to sort of chill because we are going to do a lot of more episodes. So and we're gonna need some more wishes to tell that we have in the future. So now that we have had our podcast first episode, y'all got to know us. So I'm sort of gonna tell you all who's listening how it is just going to work now in the future, because this was just the first episode, of course. So you're probably now wondering, what is this deal with podcasts? For what we know, this is actually the first podcast ever in Star Stable community. I'm not sure. Do you others know if? No idea. I haven't heard of any other podcast.
No.
So I'm gonna tell you a bit what our plan is. We will post a new pod episode at the end or in the beginning of every month, depending on when we will have time to record. And for TC, she's the one that is editing everything, so we will have to plan that. So, but we are planning that an episode should be out in the beginning of every month. So that is because of the segment, our favorite updates, and not favorite updates. It would work that in a month we get 4 updates, and so we have a few to choose from. And in every episode we will also have different topics, which could be like championships, Star Stable horses, or Star Stable clubs, depending on what we feel like. We're gonna sit and plan all this in the future. And also in every episode from now on, hopefully we will have guests, and it can be either a player or it can, hopefully, and maybe, we will have people that actually work at Star Stable Entertainment come and guest our podcast. It all depends on how this is all going, of course. But also we will have, as you notice, segments as our favorite update, and wishes are segments. And also we are planning, if there are interest in that, question time, which is if you have any questions for us, you can leave them in the comments. And either, depending on the question, either we will answer you right away, or we will have it in the next podcast that will be coming up next month. So if you have any questions, just post them in the comments, and TC will sort of decide if she wants them in the podcast or not. So you have a great responsibility here now, TC.
I feel like I've been given a bomb hammer.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what you got. So that is basically our plan for our podcast episode. So we will be going forward, and probably as we're getting close to New Year, the segment of favorite updates and episode will probably be another one where we say the favorite update of the year. So it will all depend on time and what we feel like, but it will mostly be like this, hopefully. So yeah, that is sort of our plan for the podcast. I don't know about you, but do you feel like we are maybe done for today?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good first episode.
Exactly. And I'm already looking forward to the next episode. We are going to decide what topic is going to be. We haven't decided that yet, but we might let you know through our Instagrams and other social platforms what our topic is going to be. And hopefully we will also have a guest in the next episode. Yes. So I think we're done. Thank you all for listening. It has been great. It has always been great to talk to you too as well.
Same to you both.
Yeah, always fun. Yes. It is always fun. So yeah, do you have anything you want to say before we end this?
Thank you for listening.
Any last wishes? No. So yeah, thank you all for listening, and stay awesome as always. And we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.